Welcome to Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Keisha B, and I am super excited to be here this morning. If you've previously watched the shows, you already know at the very top of the hour, I always give resources that are available to the viewers. So if you have not yet, grab your pencil or pens. Please do so. We're going to take a commercial break so you can find a pencil, you can find a pen, you can find a piece of paper to write on, whether it's an envelope or out of a notebook. But you're going to need something, all right? Because I have a lot of resources that I'm getting ready to release to you, and I definitely want to make sure that you're able to take full advantage of it. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to dive right in. So you are watching Highland Park Spotlight with your girl, Keisha B.
To put your podcast on iHeartRadio? Yes, your podcast on iHeartRadio. What about Alexa, Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android, or iPhone? Plus live TV streaming. Get your podcast seen and heard all over the world. Call 313-868-6612. Pre-recorded shows are accepted to be archived. This is a WHPR distribution platform. Download the app from the App Store. Go to WHPRTV.com. Channels available for lease 24/7 on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. Coming soon, subscription and pay-per-view.
Also,
Block time is available. Get yours. Call 313-868-6612. That's 313-868-6612. Executive producer R.J. Watkins. Program director Henry Tyler. 107.5 FM WGPR HD2. RadioWeCanSee.com.
The Detroit Water and Sewerage Department is looking for motivated Detroiters to be a part of our team. We have opportunities for field services technicians, engineers, and customer service specialists with competitive pay and benefits. Make a real difference with the work you do every day. Join other Detroiters who are taking part protecting the pipes where we live, work, and play. Learn more and apply at detroitmi.gov/jobs. DWSD, working hard for you.
All media platforms are engaged. Copy. Get ready to launch your show or product. Periscope ready. We're 5x5 ready to launch. Copy that. Trend worldwide across all major platforms.
Ignition. 3, 2, 1.
The world is waiting. Watkins Broadcasting. More than just TV.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Welcome back to the Highland Park Spotlight. I am your host, Keisha B. And just as I previously came on and said so at the very beginning of the show, I always, without a shadow of a doubt, give resources that are available to you. So I hope that you had an opportunity to grab your pens, to grab some paper, to grab an envelope, to grab something to write on and to write with. So the very first program that I'm going to discuss is the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund. So here's the thing. They have allocated $242 million to the state of Michigan. Now, it's a little bit more than that, but this is specifically to fund the My Half program. And not many people have taken advantage of this. So they are offering up to $25,000 for homeowners. All right. So if you've been affected by COVID or had any type of hardship, they are offering relief. Now, who is eligible for My Half? To qualify for financial assistance, you must be able to show a qualified pandemic-related financial hardship that occurred on or after January 21st of 2020. You must currently own and occupy the home as your primary residence and also have a household income equal to or less than 150% of the area median income. So that means 150% of the area that you live in. The median income for that area, you must be equal to or less than 150%. Now, what qualifies as a pandemic-related financial hardship? That would be attest to a temporary or permanent loss of income in or on or after January 21st, 2020, attest to an increase in living expenses such as medical expenses, inadequate medical insurance, increase in household size, or cost to reconnect utility services on or after January 21st, 2020. Now, how much can you qualify for? Applicants are eligible to receive up to $25,000. $25,000 can go a long way, especially when you got bills. So if you have the ability to qualify for this program, please take advantage of it. So what types of home ownership related expenses does My Half assist with? It's quite a bit. So if you have delinquent mortgage housing expenses, such as delinquent payments, property tax, or insurance escrow shortages, they help with delinquent land contract payments, mobile home consumer loan payments, or contracted mobile home park lot payments. They also assist with delinquent property taxes, delinquent condominium and homeowners association fees, delinquent homeowners insurance, hazard, flood, or mortgage insurance, delinquent utilities such as gas, electric, water, and sewer, and also delinquent internet services. So up to $25,000 if you own a home in the state of Michigan and you've experienced financial hardship due to COVID. So that means after January 21st of 2020, you have to be able to document that. You have to be able to provide the information. And how do you apply? By contacting them. It's very simple. You can call 844-756-4423. Again, that number is 844-756-4423. Next, this is specifically for Highland Park residents. So there is the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program. It has been increased to up to $1,500. Indirect payment assistance for household accounts in arrears or disconnect services. This is for your water bill. In order to be eligible, you must be must have a residential account here in Highland Park. You must be in arrears or disconnect status. And then you must also be under 150% of the federal poverty limit. Now, in order to apply, you can reach out to Wayne Metro. Now, here's the good thing about Wayne Metro. Wayne Metro offers on their website, they offer an application. You can put in one application and it will actually find out all the programs that you qualify for. So even if you put in one program for one thing, you may qualify for something else also. But you would contact them at 313-388-9799. Again, that number is 313-388-9799. Now, don't go saying that I done told you to do something else. Nope, call them and they're going to go ahead and help you go through the process. Now, if you reside here in the city of Highland Park, you may be familiar with Say Detroit Health Clinic, which is located 211 Glendale. Now, shout out to Say Detroit. I love them. They have Wellness Wednesdays that they do once a month at the rec center, but they offer a lot of services for families. The first thing that they do offer is if you had a child. So this is for first-time moms. This is for moms who didn't have 5 or whatever. So this is a free program to support moms and the babies through the first year. So they offer free baby supplies and education. Clients learn to set goals for the baby's first year and work with the case manager for one-on-one help. Now, in order to receive assistance, you do have to contact Alexis Harvey. She will be able to get you registered because registration is required in order to participate. You can reach her at 586-345-0225. Again, 586-345-0225 for an appointment. It was only allowed twice a week, but now she's opened it up to where you're able to set an appointment for any day. Walk-ins are not accepted at this time, but they do provide free baby supplies. Next, if you don't have a doctor, if you don't have health insurance, they offer free services for exams for colds, flu, ear infections, hypertension screening, cholesterol screening, diabetes screening, laboratory services, breast cancer screenings, weight loss classes, dermatology, podiatry services, fitness classes, health education. All of these services are readily available at Say Detroit Health Clinic. This is a free clinic. They provide examinations, maintenance, and preventative health care for underinsured men and women. They are open on weekdays. However, you do have to make an appointment. So if you're interested in making an appointment to see the doctor, you can reach them at 313-758-6100. Again, that number is 313-758-6100. Now, this program here, I'm currently taking full advantage of, and there's so many services that are free, and not many people know about them. So this one is called Michigan Reconnect. Now, Michigan Reconnect provides adults 25 and over who do not have a college degree. They have a high school diploma or a GED, but do not have a college degree. Now, here's the thing. I went 3.5 years. It was, my mom got sick. I had to come out of school. But through Michigan Reconnect, you can actually have your tuition paid for. They actually will pay for in-district tuition, technology fees, and contact hours, which are not already covered by the Pell Grant or any other tuition fund. So out-of-district students who receive the scholarship will be required to pay the difference between the in-district and out-district tuition rates. To be eligible to apply, you must be 25 years of age or older, be a Michigan resident, and have lived in Michigan for a minimum of 1 year. You must also have a high school diploma or GED and have not completed any college degrees. To apply for Michigan Reconnect, you will just go to the website, which is michigan.gov/reconnect, or you can email them at reconnect@wccnet.edu. Now, this is if you want to go through Wayne County Community District. But you can also apply through michigan.gov/reconnect. The very last thing that I am going to discuss this morning is I happened to come across this company at one of the Wellness Wednesdays that was provided by Say Detroit. Okay. Now, this is pretty awesome. This is called Clear Captions. Now, Clear Captions is available for any person who has experienced hearing loss of any kind. They have on-screen captions of your phone call. You receive a handset, and on that handset, it will legit put your whole conversation right there on the screen. I mean, it's pretty neat. So even if you're on the phone and you're holding the handset, if you wanted to go back to a conversation that you had a week or two ago, you can pull up that call log and it will have the caption of your entire conversation. So if you're trying to tell somebody, oh, well, you said this, now you got it in your phone. Like, you could legit show your phone and say, hey, this shows that this is what you said at this time on this day, and you can catch anybody up. If you don't remember what the doctor said, you can pull the information up. It's amazing, and it's free. So To get the phone, you have to call 866-219-3373. Again, that number is 866-219-3373. And you have to have internet service. So the only issue is that you do have to currently have internet service in order to utilize the phone. However, there is no cost to you to have the phone, to receive the phone, and to install the phone, nor is there any cost to you to utilize the phone on a monthly basis. So again, if you're actually interested in this, you can call 866-219-3373. So at this time, we're going to take another commercial break. I have Officer Wilborn here in studio with me, who is going to be joining me when we come back. So you are watching Highland Park Spotlight, and I am Keisha B, and we will return right after this.
At the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, we're working hard to protect pipes by cleaning public sewer lines to reduce flooding and speeding up the replacement of lead service lines. Protect your pipes with 3 easy tips. Pour grease into containers, toss wipes in the trash can, and check for running toilets, leaky pipes, and dripping faucets. For more tips, go to detroitmi.gov/protect pipes. DWSD, working hard to protect pipes for you.
Is arthritis, rheumatism, inflammation holding you back? Even ladies' menstrual cycle pain? Order Hurt No More. It's all natural and it works fast. Go to 86pain.com.
You know, I played in the NFL back in the 60s. We could have used Hurt No More after every game. I could have used something to relieve my pain.
If you've got pain, I've got the answer. Hurt No More. Wherever the pain is, it'll grab it fast.
86 to Pain. Go to 86pain.com.
The Detroit Water and Sewerage Department is looking for motivated Detroiters to be a part of our team. We have opportunities for field services technicians, engineers, and customer service specialists with competitive pay and benefits. Make a real difference with the work you do every day. Join other Detroiters who are taking part protecting the pipes where we live, work, and play. Learn more and apply at detroitmi.gov/jobs. DWSD, working hard for you.
To Highland Park Spotlight. I am Keisha B, and I am here in studio with Officer Wilborn. It's always laughter when he comes around. He is hilarious. So I am excited to have him here on air. And Officer Wilborn, how are you?
I'm pretty good yourself. Thank you for having me on your show.
Of course.
You
Highland Park.
It took you long enough, but it's okay though. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Okay, yeah, we're not going there. All right, so I know that you're responsible for a lot of different things, right?
I make stuff move.
But the Highland Park Police Reserves is one.
Yes, that's my biggest thing. One of my biggest things, the Highland Park Police Reserve.
Okay, so your position is Reserve Chief. How is that different from Police Chief?
He's the big boss, and I'm not. That's the difference right there. Everything has to go through him.
Okay.
He has a final say when it comes to the police department, and that's what that is.
All right. So what exactly are reserve officers?
Reserve police officers are, well, let me back up. So it's actually a volunteer position.
Okay.
Where people, it's kind of like living the dream, kind of. Some people may have wanted to be a police officer in their lifetime, but things may have happened to where they couldn't do it, so forth and so on. So they say, hey, I still want to do it, so let me, volunteer at different cities or different municipalities where they can be a police reserve and kind of still give back to the community, and also live out their dream, if you will.
Okay, so the difference between them and a regular officer is they don't get paid.
Not necessarily. So the difference between a reserve and what we call a certified or licensed is that the certifieds have a MCOS number.
Okay.
And it's a number that certifies them to, be a police officer in the state of Michigan. And reserve officers don't have that number.
Okay. So if I wanted to just become a reserve officer, like what would be the requirements to do so?
So every municipality has like a minimum requirement for a reserve officer. Most of them have to have your CPL, at least have some type of security experience, at least 1 to 2 years, military if possible, anything in your background that would help and aid and assist into just having the knack or the gist to be a police officer.
Okay, so you can't just bring in anybody.
No, we don't like to just bring in just anybody, just, my man. Now, there are doctors and lawyers and what you call white-collar workers who hold badges in reservist positions. So,
okay.
Because there is a training part to it. So we're not saying if you don't have any experience that you are already automatically X'd out.
Okay.
We just would prefer you to have that type of training in your background.
Okay. So if let's say somebody is already reserved.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. Say we came in, we have those certifications, the requirements, so to speak. How would they transition from a reserve position to the role of a licensed officer if they wanted to go that route?
So, well, the cool thing here, especially about the city of Highland Park, is that we have a program where we send people to the police academy. So we actually send our reserves to Reserve Police Academy. I think the best way, unless you just know for a fact that's what you want to do, the best way to do it is kind of be a reserve first.
Okay.
See if you like it. And if you want to make that transition, have a talk with the chief of police, so forth and so on. And the municipality will sponsor you into a police reserve, a certified police reserve academy.
So I know that you said that they provide the training, so you can go to the police academy of training.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Where is the academy at?
Well,
that's been a curious. I've had that question for a while. Where is the academy?
Yeah, it's in the basement. No, we utilize Oakland Community College Police Reserve and Police Academy.
Okay,
that's where we send the majority of our officers for training.
Okay, so how extensive is training? Because I know you had to go through it. So.
Oh yeah, I've been through the academy. I've been through a few academies, but the Reserve Academy, I believe, is 18 weeks, and so is the Police Academy. The knowledge, all the education is pretty much the same, but with the Certified Police Academy, it's a little more intense, and you get a little bit more education part.
Okay,
but it's basically the same. So basically, if you let's say you went through the Reserve Academy, and let's say a year later you decide, hey, I want to go be a licensed officer, and you go back through the academy, you're going to pretty much get a lot of the same things, just probably more intensified.
Okay. So do the, hypothetically speaking, so the reserves or the individuals going through the training police academy, I got to get my words together, are they simultaneously out in the field also, or are they strictly going through training?
So when you at the time, once you say, hey, I'm in training, that's what you're doing. You're in the academy.
Okay.
So the Reserve Academy is only a couple of days a week. Okay, so you go, because most people who say, hey, I want to be a reserve officer already has a full-time job.
Okay.
Or something like that. So the Reserve Academy is like 2 days a week. 4 hours here, and then I think an 8 or a 10-hour day on a Saturday. The Police Reserve Academy is a Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, I think it's Monday through Saturday, all day thing. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in the academy, you're in the academy. That's your job. That's what you do. You're in the academy.
Is the academy paid?
Yes, you are paid while you go through the academy.
So if you're a reserve going through the academy, you actually start getting paid for it?
Not a reserve. The certifieds, you get paid. The reserve, you just going for education.
So is Highland Park currently looking for reserves?
Yes, Highland Park is. We are looking to appoint reserves and looking to hire certified police officers.
All right. So on that note, right? We know you just said that you're hiring for reserves, hiring for police officers, and having a police presence in the community is critical to me. Yes. I think it is. Even during during the times where the controversy is heavy concerning police.
Right.
We're just gonna be real.
Of course.
And in order to make a difference, we have to become the difference, right?
Exactly.
So, and don't talk about police officers. Like if you feel that you can actually make a difference, why not be that difference?
Exactly.
Can you go into detail why having reserves and police officers are actually truly necessary for the community?
Well, so let's first. So the job of a reserve is to help and aid and assist the police department in whatever means and necessary that is needed within the realms of our certifications.
Okay.
So with that being said, it is still necessary whenever a municipality falls short, low on manpower. Reserves are to step in, help aid, and assist. Okay. It helps the community, and I think reserves are essential because when it comes to certain things or certain different avenues of dealing with people, you never know what that reserve does in his or her full-time position. So let's say, for instance, if we have a lot of reserve officers who work in the hospitals. They do security in the hospitals. So there's a lot of extra training that comes along with that by working in a hospital. So say, for instance, if you have a situation on the street and you have a person, it's like a mental health situation. Well, people that work in hospitals, I did hospital security myself for over 15, no, it's been about 20 years.
Okay.
I'm better equipped probably to deal with that individual because we deal with it and we're trained to deal with it in the hospital. So you have when you have reserve officers, you come from every walk of life. You got so many different people that do so many different things. So that's one way it can help in aid. But even with the negativity that's on police officers at the moment, it's not geared towards every police officer. But officers, of course, as you know, they're still needed because crime doesn't stop. True. Crime is going to continue as long as there's breath in people who are going to get people that get up every morning that's looking to do wrong. So as long as those people are still on earth, officers are going to still be needed.
Agreed. And I know the previous show I had the chief of police, your boss on.
Yes, yeah,
the big boss.
Right?
That's what you called him, the big boss. So I know I had the chief of police on, and we kind of had a discussion in regards to police presence, and especially here in Highland Park, and how when police officers come on the scene is usually after something has happened. It's like no, seriously, you call because something happened. You call because something is in progress. But up until that point, it's in our hands as residents, as a community. So I just think it's imperative for us as a community, as residents, to be mindful, to be watchful, to be vigilant in the things that we do. And things have now become, social media.
Yeah, talk to them. Yeah.
Like it's not what it used to be. Because it used to be, it takes a village to raise a child. So if it takes a village to raise a child, then what does it take to raise a community, to help build up a community? It takes a lot of people. And so the police departments are critical. Because who else are we gonna call? We can't call the Ghostbusters.
Exactly. And then what you said makes so much sense, because when you look at it, when I was coming up, not that I'm so old, but when I was coming up, if you had two juveniles fighting, somebody in the neighborhood, an adult would get involved, break it up or something, or if you saw a man beating a woman, some other man or something would jump in and try to defuse the situation. But now you see that stuff. What happens? You just see cell phones out.
That's it.
That's it. Nobody intervenes. Nobody helps. People see somebody doing something to a minor. A cell phone just breaks out. Very rarely do you see people trying to intervene. So a lot has changed over the years. Even policing has changed over the years. You know, no longer people aren't even accepting, like, hey, I told you go stand over there. For what? I gotta go stand over there? Well, we got a homicide right here. We need you not to be stepping in the blood because you got your footprints in the blood. You know,
right.
It don't matter. It's my right. You know, everything has changed. But even still, with the changing of everything, you know, policing is still it's still needed. It's still valuable.
Agreed. And I just hope that people that are watching the show actually have a kind of it kind of changes the paradigm, changes their way of thinking about policing, and then to become a reserve if possible. You know, like I think it's awesome that you guys have that position where someone can come in and assist the community, whether it's behind the scenes on the side of a police officer, you know, working in the the department itself, you know, but just being a part of that change. How can someone actually apply to become a reserve officer?
Well, City Hall is open Monday through Friday. You can always go into City Hall on Woodward, California, and request an application. I do believe you can go on the Highland Park website and get the application off the website, and you can apply that way. That's for reserve and license. So those are probably the two ways you can apply.
So it's the same application?
It is the same application, yes.
Okay.
You go through the same background check. It's a very extensive background check. So you go through the let me back up. If you have any felonies, you probably won't be able to get in.
Yeah,
so
that's heavy.
It's a very extensive background check.
Okay.
But both sides go through it.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we return, we have a few more things we're going to touch on before the end of the show because I got to go at 12:30. But I'll be back in a couple of weeks. However, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we return, we'll get right back to it.
Muscles, joints, or feet tired, achy, or distressed? Tried everything? Ringmaster Rubbing Oil is a vintage topical pain reliever, trusted for over 70 years, with a rich formula for the treatment of stubborn aches and pains. Packaged in a glass bottle for purity, our liquid can also be used in warm water for foot soaks and compresses. A little goes a long way. Try our time-tested formula, available in several sizes.
Make a donation to WHPR-TV and receive 2 2-ounce bottles of Ringmaster Rubbing Oil for $25. Call 313-868-6612.
You ready to put your podcast on iHeartRadio? Yes, your podcast on iHeartRadio. What about Alexa, Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android, or iPhone? Plus live TV streaming. Get your podcast seen and heard all over the world. Call 313-868-6612. Pre-recorded shows are accepted to be archived. This is a WHPR distribution platform. Download the app from the App Store. Go to WHPRTV.com. Channels available for lease 24/7 on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. Coming soon, subscription and pay-per-view.
Also,
Block time is available. Get yours. Call 313-868-6612. That's 313-868-6612. Executive producer R.J. Watkins. Program director Henry Tyler. 107.5 FM WGPR HD2. RadioWeCanSee.com.
At the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, we're working hard to protect pipes by cleaning public sewer lines to reduce flooding and speeding up the replacement of lead service lines. Protect your pipes with 3 easy tips. Pour grease into containers, toss wipes in the trash can, and check for running toilets, leaky pipes, and dripping faucets. For more tips, go to detroitmi.gov/protect pipes. DWSD, working hard to protect pipes for you.
Welcome back to the Highland Park Spotlight. And we have Officer Wilborn here in studio with me, who is Reserve Chief. And we've just been having a conversation about police reserves, the police academy, joining the reserves. And he hit on something. And I was like, you know what? Let me pull this information up and provide it to those that are watching. So if you're interested in any position as far as with the police, there is a program that is available, and it's through Michigan Clean Slate legislation. Now, Safe and Just Michigan is one of the organizations that provides the expungement services for people who have nonviolent offenses on their record. They will help with expunging that from your record. Let me see here. I wanted to pull this up because it's definitely needed. So what type of offenses can be eligible? Well, no. Are there any offenses that are not eligible for automatic expungement or expungement by application? The answer is yes. So the following offenses cannot be automatically expunged or expunged by application. Certain DUI offenses, any offense punishable by life, any traffic offenses committed by a person with a commercial driver's license, a CDL, while operating a commercial vehicle, any traffic offenses causing injury or death, felony domestic violence if the individual has a prior misdemeanor domestic violence conviction, criminal sexual conduct, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd degree, out-of-state convictions, and federal convictions. Outside of that, you can apply to have your record expunged. The Clean Slate Pro. Why are you laughing? It's serious out
This
here.
is basically just regular junk.
But seriously,
regular, yeah.
It says here that the new Clean Slate law helps to expand the eligibility petition for expungement in several ways. The new process will automatically seal certain nonviolent convictions if a person has remained conviction-free for a period of time. You can, to find out if you're eligible for expungement, because, hey, you may have something that is on there from years and years and years ago, but they can still check to verify if you would still be eligible for it. You would have to contact Project Clean Slate. Their phone number is 313-237-3024. Again, that number is 313-237-3024. They are available Mondays through Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can also reach out to like Michigan Works, because Michigan Works, whether it's Oakland County, whether it's the one here in Highland Park, they also offer the Clean Slate program through them. Whether it's, you don't have to become a police officer, but if there's a position or a job that you're interested in and your record has a few bruises to it, contact Michigan Works, or you can contact Project Clean Slate. So back to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. That was some good information.
I hope that it helps a few people. So I know that you mentioned that as far as the application for reserves and police officers is available online.
Yes.
HighlandParkMI.gov.
Right.
employment opportunities. Like,
go.
I don't
Right.
know exactly where it's at. I don't remember exactly where it stands on the site, but I do know it's under employment opportunities, and the position is there for a police officer, and it would be the same application,
Correct.
right, for the
Exactly.
reserves. Okay,
Exactly.
perfect. So I have another question, though.
Okay.
So I know that you have police officers, police reserves.
Uh-huh.
What about chaplains?
Yes, we do have a chaplain corps here in the city of Highland Park. The chaplain corps is a very valuable unit that we utilize here in the city of Highland Park. So they are trained, and now first, let's back up. And the chaplain corps consists of ministers of the gospel, deacons, ministers, pastors, preachers, elders, deaconess, evangelists, so forth and so on.
Okay.
They have a rank and file just like the police department does. They are a very valuable unit that I think that we can't be without, really, to be honest with you, because I believe in Jesus.
Amen.
And,
Amen.
They come. You can talk to them, especially now with a lot of mental health things going on.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you may not feel comfortable talking to your partner or your brother or your sister. You can call a chaplain. They will talk to you then, and they are trained.
Awesome.
They will talk to you, counsel you, pray for you, pray with you. There is a chaplain on call 24 hours, 7 days a week. All that stuff should be on file somewhere at the police department, at the police station. Chaplains, we love them. Yeah, yes.
So would if someone was interested in becoming a Highland Park Police chaplain, is that process the same as far as reserves?
It is, but it's not. So you still have to fill out an application. You have to go through an interview process. To become a chaplain, you have to be licensed in some type of ministry. Okay, so we're not saying you have to be a pastor, but you have to be licensed already in some type of ministry. You have to be connected to some type of synagogue, church, spiritual something. In order to be a chaplain, you can't just walk in and be like, "Oh, I want a badge, so I want to be a chaplain." You have to be valuable in some type of spiritual connection with some type of church or something.
Okay. So the police chaplain, do they go to a lot of the scenes, or are they more on call?
More so on call. Not that they can't go, because they can.
Okay.
But mostly we kind of save them for like on-call situations. Let's say, for instance, if there's like a homicide or something like that, the family is kind of tripping or something like that, going crazy. We may call a chaplain in to help with the notification.
Okay.
Or something like that. Or let's say if we know that we need to go let someone know that, hey, you just lost someone in an accident or a shooting or something like that, we'll probably call a chaplain and say, hey, I want you to come with us, and if, they may need some counseling or some prayer, something like that, we have a chaplain on hand for that.
Okay. So to become a police chaplain, there's no training that they have to...
Yes, they do have training. So in order to be considered, you have to have, like I said, some type of license in the ministry, whether you're deacon, minister, evangelist, pastor, so forth and so on. Treasurer at the church, secretary at the church, or whatever church it is that you go to. And then once you go through your background, whatever, there is a training that the chaplains go through to be a chaplain and learn how to do death notifications, learn how to pray in certain situations, how to talk to and counsel the grieving or bereavement and stuff like that.
So how long is that training for?
I do believe the training for that is like 8 weeks.
Okay. So that's outside of
correct
being with Highland Park, but
exactly
8 weeks.
Right.
So do they have to they got to bring their license?
Yes, you have to present all of that at least at the interview or with your application or something like that.
What if it was lost?
You got to find it.
Well, no, I just asked.
So say for instance, if you're good standing with your church, you should always be able to go and get a copy of it.
So
should be.
So, okay, all right. I'm licensed, right?
Okay.
But the church that I was going to is no longer around.
Okay.
My license was destroyed, unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't have access to
nothing, huh?
I still have access to the pastor, but
well, the pastor should be able to. If the pastor is still licensed as a pastor, if he still has his credentials, he or she has their credentials, then they can vouch for you.
Okay.
They can give a letter stating that, hey, he or she is in good standing. He or she is and still was licensed under my ministry or wherever, blah, 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 and so forth and so on.
Okay. So I gave it thought. I gave it thought at one point. A friend of mine, she's a chaplain, and she's through the Detroit Police Department.
Okay. Yeah, they have a good corps, a good chaplain corps.
Yeah, and I have a very close relationship with DPD, and back in the day, they was asking me to do it, and I was like, nah, right. But it's just lingering in the back of my mind, and always has since they ever brought it up. So
we love to have you as a chaplain here.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Think about it. Let me know.
We'll see. We'll see. So would you be over that also?
Yes. The chaplains fall under my umbrella also.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I'm over it, but I'm not over it. There is actually they have their own rank. They have their own rank and file.
Okay.
So there is a chaplain commissioner and a deputy commissioner is what we call them, but they sit up under my umbrella.
Okay. All right. So we're cutting close to our time, right?
Oh man, really?
Yep.
So fun.
So I know that you have a few things that you do outside of Highland Park.
I do.
And before we have to jet off of air, is there anything in particular you want to say to the viewers? You want to plug a few things, anything like that?
Yes, I own and operate a security company, which is called DL Security and Personal Protection. It is a real security company. I pay taxes. I also provide CPO training, basic self-defense training. If you are in need of any of that, you can please contact me at dlsecurity.org. We can do your CPO training, basic self-defense training. If you are a business or a company and you need security provider for you, you can contact me also at dlsecurity.org.
Awesome. And if you want to become a reserve officer,
HighlandParkMI.gov.
HighlandParkMI.gov. Under employment opportunities, I think we're going to have to create just one specifically for reserves and one specifically for police officers.
Exactly.
That way, they can
Right.
click on the
link.
corresponding one, right? And then also to become a police chaplain.
Exactly.
You can
Right.
do the same application. And do not forget, Highland Park Police Department need officers.
Yes, we do.
So if you are retired, if you used to be an officer, if you what else? Want to be one? Want to be a police officer? Please apply. You don't know unless you apply. If you just have a desire to want to be a positive impact on your community, apply. Whether it is for a reserve first, if you want to try it out and see exactly if it's a true fit for you, apply. I mean, we need as much help as we could possibly get. I am thankful because very often I see Highland Park Police ride through the neighborhoods. I was coming into the office and I saw a couple of officers. One was going one way, another was going another, but they were just, going into the neighborhoods and just their presence is felt a lot more now. You can definitely tell the difference. I know that we're bringing more and more officers on
Yes,
board.
most definitely.
So it's a positive thing. And if you have the desire, if you have the want, if you feel there's a need and you can help fill that need, please apply for either a reserve position, chaplain, if you have credentials as a minister, or actual licensed police officer. If you in retirement, come out of retirement.
Yeah, come on.
Come out of retirement.
We'll take you.
Yeah, if you're in retirement, come out of retirement. This is an opportunity to really make a difference because I love how Madam Mayor Glenda McDonald, shout out to her, but she has this direction of we are one community. And in order to do so, we have to operate and we have to move as a unit. We can't be out of place. We got to be cohesive and work together to really build up the community. And I'm really seeing I'm really seeing her really try and push her ideals out there as far as bringing everybody together. And so, hey, you want to be a part of the change? Help us out. Help us out. So we're going to take our last commercial break, and then when we return, I'm going to recap some of the resources, and we're going to be out of here. So stay tuned.
The Detroit Water and Sewerage Department is looking for motivated Detroiters to be a part of our team. We have opportunities for field services technicians, engineers, and customer service specialists with competitive pay and benefits. Make a real difference with the work you do every day. Join other Detroiters who are taking part protecting the pipes where we live, work, and play. Learn more and apply at detroitmi.gov/jobs. DWSD, working hard for you.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Welcome back to Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Keisha B., and I have Officer Wilborn here, Reserve Chief for the reserves here in Highland Park. And while we were off air, a question came across my phone. And, it's a valid question. So this is to you. Mm-hmm. Does it matter what city you live in order to be a chaplain?
No, it doesn't matter.
So you can live in East Point and
correct.
Be a chaplain here in Highland Park?
That is correct.
Okay. So doesn't matter what city you live in, you can be a chaplain here in the city of Highland Park, which, again, it would be awesome if you could do it. I'm going to think about it. We're going to see.
Come on through.
But I'm going to do a quick recap of some of the resources that I gave earlier today, because I want people to take advantage of this if they can. The MyHalf, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund, It's a total of, well, it's over $242 million, which was allocated to the state of Michigan to fund the program itself. If you have not taken advantage of this, they're offering up to $25,000 per family, per household, if you've experienced any type of financial hardship after January 21st of 2020. You do have to be able to prove that information in order to qualify. To apply for the program, please call 844-756-4423. Again, that's 844-756-4423. It covers the cost for housing expenses, property taxes, whether it's utilities, gas, electric, water, sewer, internet services, homeowners insurance. They're helping to cover the cost. Next was the program through Wayne Metro. They have a application on their website that you can fill out. Now, it's a universal application that you can apply for, that you can fill out, and submit, which will pull back the programs that you're eligible for. This one here in particular is the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program for residents here in Highland Park. They're offering up to $1,500 in assistance for accounts that are in arrears or disconnect status. If you need help with your water bill, if you have past due bills, or if you have a shut-off notice, please make sure that you reach out to them if you reside here in Highland Park. That phone number is 313-388-9799. Again, 313-388-9799. Now, they do have a program for those that reside in Detroit. So if you know someone who needs assistance in Detroit, you can also pass information along. It won't be this program in particular, but they do have one available. One of the other programs that I talked about was the Michigan Reconnect. Michigan Reconnect, I'm taking full advantage of because it is a scholarship program. You have to be 25 and over. You have to be a Michigan resident. If you just moved to Michigan and have a Michigan ID, you have to have been here for over a year. The state of Michigan announced this new program to make college education more affordable. This program will pay for in-district tuition, technology fees, and contact hours that are not already covered by a Pell Grant or other tuition-only funds. So that means that if you want to go to the community college and get your associate's degree or get a degree in some type of certification, they are paying for it in full. If the college is in your district, if it is out of your district, whatever the cost is between the difference between out of district and in district, you would have to cover. However, please take full advantage of the programs that are available to you because this stuff is not going to be around forever. So if you have an opportunity, it's free, take advantage. Pull the resources for yourself, pull the resources for someone that you may know. Thank you for tuning in to the Highland Park Spotlight. Thank you, Officer Wilborn, for being on air with me. It was great information that was needed. If you're interested in becoming a reserve officer, police officer, or a chaplain, make it happen. Let's, band together as a community and really make a change here in Highland Park. I'm your host, Keisha B. Thank you for tuning in. You can catch me every second and fourth Wednesday of each month. Every second and fourth Wednesday of each month from 11:30 to 12:30. And I am signing out. Peace.